welcome. I'm Louise and here's what happened this week. There's a cost of living crisis in Taiwan, and that's leading to the island's pampered pets replacing children. Rosie Greninger has the story.
More and more prams are visible on Taipei streets. But on closer inspection, it's pets in the carriers and not babies.
那你在薪水不涨的情况下，当然会选择能够陪伴又好玩又有爱的毛小孩。对啊。
According to a study by the Taiwanese Institute of Economic Research, less young people are wanting to start a family. But despite the soaring cost of living, the number of registered dogs and cats reached over 2 million last year, outpacing the number of babies being born.
但现阶段其实大家都会称他们是毛孩，就是真的把它当成家人啊，当成小孩在看待。所以对于医疗的要求，对于生活的品质，这些其实都有在逐渐往上提升的状态。
And those who have pets say it's easier and cheaper than having a child.
养一个毛小孩来讲，其实他也不会对我们哭，也不会对我们闹，也不会可能未来发生很多社会的问题。他顶多就可能就是叫，或者是可能也都是安静的在一个地方。那我们人也需要一些心灵上的支持。
The Institute's study predicts the number of pets in Taiwan could exceed the number of children by 2027, a concern for the country, which has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. To try and curb an ageing population crisis, the government has even offered subsidies to entice people to marry and have kids. During the recent campaign, billionaire presidential candidate Terry Go went as far as promising a pet to expected parents for every child they have.
生一个孩子，我让你多养一只宠物啊，猫啊狗啊。
But the scheme didn't land well with voters, who criticised him for being out of touch with the pressures parents face with a newborn. So instead, they're spending their hard-earned dollars on their furry friends. It's good news for the country's booming pet industry, with Taiwanese decking their pets out with the latest accessories, clothing, and treating them to gourmet meals. And for the pets now, a substitute for children, life as a single fur child is positively pampered. Incense and Rosie Greninger for TaiwanPlus.
We'll soon be entering the Year of the Dragon. This is the most popular sign in the Chinese Zodiac, and in the past, couples did all they could to give birth to dragon babies. But as Taiwan's birth rate goes down, even this Year of the Dragon may not be enough to change that. Eugene Huang explains.
These babies were the first to arrive in 2024. And among the last rabbit babies born under the Chinese zodiac sign of the rabbit. Next up in the cycle is the dragon. This traditionally has meant a spike in the number of babies. The dragon is the most powerful and auspicious of the 12 zodiac signs, and many couples plan to have a baby in a dragon year. But after Taiwan's birth rate hit a new low in 2023, it seems there won't be a rebound in the Year of the Dragon. Based on the number of prenatal checkups in the bottom half of last year, the Dragon Year magic is no longer working. Part of the reason is that people no longer put as much stock in traditional beliefs.
我也觉得生肖只是一个文化象征嘛。
可能我没有想要生小孩，对，所以还好，没有什么感觉。
我觉得每个生肖都很好啊，就是每个动物都很可爱。
Since 1976, Taiwan's birth rate has continually dropped, partially because of growing use of birth control in family planning. But fluctuations in the birth rate continue to follow traditional beliefs in Chinese zodiac signs. There are fewer babies born in the Year of Tiger. This sign is considered unlucky, so tiger people might find themselves not invited to weddings or other celebrations. Births bounce back in the following Year of the Rabbit, and then climb in the auspicious Year of Dragon. But this dragon year may be an unusual one for several reasons, one being an effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, when fewer people got married.
Marriage rates have been declining since several years ago. And because marriage and childbearing is still so closely linked in Taiwan and in many East Asian countries, so when there's a continuous decline in marriage counts or marriage rate, usually what we are seeing is that fertility rates will decline together.
To boost the birth rate in Taiwan in the shorter term, an easier way is to encourage married couples that already have one child to have another. But Dr. Jianpei Huang, an obstetrician, says some mothers might not want to have a second child because of imbalanced gender roles, where women don't get the support they need from their partners.
那这个孕期忧郁其实它的发生比例也相当的高，高达20%以上，在国内也是这样。那如果他没有得到一个好的处理的话，这个度过孕期忧郁症的妈咪好像从地狱中好不容易才回来一样，你要她再去生个小孩她是打死都不愿意了。
In previous generations, the Year of the Dragon helped boost the number of babies, even when the overall birth rate declined. It's a stark reflection on conditions in Taiwan that not even the lure of this magical and powerful sign can get people to want to have children. Justin Wu, Peachy Zhang, and Yujin Huang for TaiwanPlus.
The Year of the Dragon is starting. That means the Year of the Rabbit is coming to an end. And it's not been a good year for the animal, with hundreds of rabbits abandoned around the country. Reporter Sandy Chi has this.
This is 收店不做了, which means out of business in Mandarin Chinese. He's a fluffy little bunny adopted in the Year of the Rabbit and abandoned just after a few months. He's now in the care of the Taiwan Rabbit Saving Association.
它是我们从收容所的接回来的兔子，那它当时好像只有3个月左右的幼兔。
In the months he's been with the association, staffers say this little guy has developed a cuddly, outgoing personality. But it's also become clear why he was abandoned.
At less than a year old, 收店不做了 was abandoned because of problems with his legs, and he is just one of the over 200 rabbits here.
The association says it normally takes in around 200 bunnies a year from animal shelters and illegal farms. Many are also found abandoned on the streets and sent to the facility. But in 2023, the Year of the Rabbit, that number spiked to 350, far too many for the group to handle.
8、9月的这一段时间，我们的收容量已经爆满，就是已经没有办法再继续收容了。有很多的案件，我们没有办法提供直接收容的方式，我们会帮忙做就是送养的刊登啊、自助送养会这一些管道，帮忙这一些捡到弃兔的朋友，然后来做送养。
The number of abandoned rabbits spiked in 2023 because people bought bunnies that year, believing that they would bring fortune and prosperity.
大家到了兔年就会觉得说，我要去养一只兔子讨个吉利，或者是甚至是把小兔子当做礼物去送给亲朋好友。可是他们这些冲动饲养的状态下，他们不会去了解到说兔子应该要怎么样正确饲养。
Pet shops benefit from the belief and sell more rabbits. But shops and rabbit lovers say it's not so simple to raise a pet rabbit.
卖得最好还是侏儒兔，荷兰侏儒兔卖得最好，因为它体型最小，单价算比较低的，我们都会交代得很清楚，也不希望新手不会养，或是老手养错了。
The association and some pet shops hope people will pay more attention to caring for their rabbits, or find other ways to wish for good fortune and luck. Thomas Xu and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Tourists are flocking to a village in northern Vietnam ahead of the Lunar New Year. Bryn Thomas takes a look now at how a traditional industry is bringing new opportunities to this small community.
Chuk Mung Nam Moi. The Chinese-speaking world isn't the only place getting ready for the Year of the Dragon. A village in northern Vietnam has built an entire industry around the holiday they call Tet. Every year, people roll hundreds of thousands of red incense sticks for use in temples and family shrines during the Lunar New Year. The fields of vibrant red sticks laid out to dry ahead of the holiday have caught the attention of people online.
Cái chân hương của truyền thống của Việt Nam mình thì chỉ có là chân đỏ và chân hồng, gọi là chân tím. Thế nhưng mà từ ngày mà có cái điểm du lịch, có du lịch của các nước đến thì là nó là điểm check-in chụp ảnh, thì chúng tôi phải thiết kế ra nhiều màu, nhiều sắc màu khác nhau để tạo nên những các cái bức hình đẹp nhất cho khách người ta check-in chụp ảnh, chứ nó không phải.
Although Dang Thi Hua's family has been rolling incense for 3 generations, until very recently they'd been toiling in obscurity. Like many rural areas in Vietnam, Quang Phu Cau's development lagged behind the country's major cities. The arrival of camera-toting tourists and influencers has changed all that, bringing an influx of money into the village.
I have never seen anything like this one. So in terms of experience, I think this is new for us. And then the place is very nice, very colorful, and it's really an Instagram-worthy place.
Yes, so it's a perfect combination of the traditional craft that you can see here, and it's nice to take photos with all the colors, so it's wonderful, yes.
The local incense makers charge visitors about $2 a head to tour their facilities. Many here are happy to see their village grow more famous while making a little extra cash.
Thì tôi cũng rất là tự hào và rất là yêu nghề. Tôi có cái nghề truyền thống này là nghề truyền thống của gia đình tôi từ xưa. Bây giờ thì có thêm điểm du lịch thì khách đến rồi là chúng tôi cảm thấy vui hơn, thích hơn.
And while villagers scramble to fill orders for Tet, they're also working to make sure tourists are well taken care of.
Không ảnh hưởng thì chúng tôi phải bớt ra 1-2 người. Thứ nhất là để hướng dẫn người ta, hoặc là có thể nào chỉ cho người ta các góc nào chụp, hoặc là các cái không may đi vào các cái hàng chúng tôi phơi nó đổ, nó sơi hay là tung ra, phải có người lúc nào phải để ý đến, không có ảnh hưởng.
Every Lunar New Year, people around East Asia wish for wealth in the coming year. For this village, their prosperity seems guaranteed. James Lin and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Finally today, we head over to Japan, which has long been known for its cafes with cuddly critters. Now ones with mini pigs are causing a stir. Here's Eric Gao with the story.
Hogging the spotlight. These micro pigs live at a cafe in Tokyo, where they attract tons of visitors. Lots of people come to snuggle with the tiny trotters.
豚さんは犬猫ちゃんと比べると大きく違う点が人懐っこいっていったところで、カフェでは基本的に豚さん人の膝の上でまったりしています。
The piggies are super popular, with the cafe expanding to 10 branches in the last few years. The little porkers are very friendly, love the attention, and often compete for lap space.
But we just thought the pig cafe was a little bit different. It was, yeah, something that the kids wouldn't always get to hold and pet.
Oh, they're just so cute. So tiny and so small, and kind of want to take one home now.
Japan is known for its animal cafes, letting visitors interact with common pets like cats, dogs, and rabbits, and also more exotic animals like owls, hedgehogs, or even snakes. It's not just their cuteness that attracts people. Playing with animals can be good for a person's well-being.
There is mounting evidence that associating with and owning pets can provide mental health and physical health benefits for people. It suggests that there's also mental health benefits in terms of decreasing stress hormones, more of a feeling of well-being. In terms of how they do these things, that remains to be determined.
While these interactions are good for people, there are some concerns about how the animals do. Animal rights activists say more regulation may be needed for this industry.
I think, again, ethical sourcing of the animals, what happens when the animals leave the cafe. I think all these things are important considerations. And I think it does come down probably to government regulation.
These piggies, at least, are very well loved, and they'll keep welcoming visitors and looking for laps to lay on.
This one's literally asleep.
John Su and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Thanks for tuning in to Here's What Happened. If you want more, head on over to TaiwanPlus.com or follow us on social media. We're going to leave you with more animals, this time giant rubber ducks in Kaohsiung. They're there for the city's Wonderland event, which lasts through February. I'm Louise Watt. Take care. We'll see you next time.
TaiwanPlus wishes everyone gets rich in the Year of the Dragon.